Hello there. Hello there everyone. Today we're going to tie this. This is a fly that I've called Golddigger. Basically it's a fly that has been invented probably quite a lot of times. It has some of the very good components that basically just, you know, screams trout and just catches a lot of trout. It has some marabou tail that really is lively. It has the bead up here to make it have a jiggy walk in the water. It has some rubber legs that are very lively as well, and a small hackle. So it's not a difficult fly, but it's a fly that basically just catches a lot of fish. The hook we're going to use today is the Arix FW 580, and before we attach this to the vise, we need a bead, small bead. I think this is 3.5 millimeter or 4. The hook size is 6. I have this fly in my box for fishing for stock rainbows. And I have it in a lot of different sizes. I find that it's often more important to have more sizes than it is to have kind of a million different patterns, because if you have a pattern that you know has caught a lot of fish, and this one has, then on the day one of the things that really can change how many fish you catch is more about size than it is about different patterns. I find a lot of the time. So of course have a good variation of patterns, but also make sure that you have different sizes. So what I do here is basically I take the marabou feather and I hold it in between my two fingers. And then I cut all the way around here, so I make sure that I have all the marabou fibers that I need, and then I cut along the stem here. This basically gives me an easy way to collect all these fibers for my tail. So there I have it, an easy to use, nice marabou tail. Tying this on top of the hook here. And then, in order to give my fly here the right properties and dimensions, I'm just gonna continue tying on top of some of this here to give my body a bit of bulk already. I'm gonna cut the marabou off by twisting it so I can get every single fiber here. Then I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to tie all of this down. So I'm going to be almost to the bead here, like this. There we go. As I said, this fly is very similar, is very close to a very famous pattern that's called cat's whisker. It's also very close to woolly-bugger, and it's amazing how many patterns that have been created that is on the same basic scheme as the woolly-bugger, because basically the woolly-bugger look of a fly is just something that works and works and works. So now I turned my dubbing. This was spawn semi-seal dubbing to about halfway up the. I'm a bit too far, so about halfway up the shank here, the hook shank, like so. And there I'm gonna attach my two rubber legs. I'm gonna use silly legs, and silly legs is flattened, is flat and kind of squarish, rectangular rubber legs, and they flutter really much in the water. So I'm gonna take 2 of these and attach one to each side. And again, this is a general purpose fly. So if you have a color scheme that you think would be better than this one, I find that this chartreuse slash fluoro yellow one with the white tail is the most productive color scheme for the fish that I fish. But if you have a color scheme you think would be better, then of course simply just apply that. So I tied in the 2 rubber legs so they are off to each side here. I hope you can see that. And then I'm gonna hold these forward and then basically tie them not all the way up to the bead, but almost, so they're not in the way. There we go. I'm gonna take a bit more dubbing. And then continue up the hook shank here with the dubbing. And then just before I go to the front of the fly, I fold the legs back so they will point backwards, and then I turn some dubbing up to the bead. And this will force the rubber legs, if some of them are not in position, you can just pull slightly on them. Not too much, because if you pull too much on these, then you risk breaking them. So there you see you have the rubber legs coming out. And then the finishing touch of this fly is a small hen hackle. You can use rooster as well. The Metz hackle, for instance, is a good option for this. But as always, I recommend that you buy a full cape. Because a lot of the time when you buy the packages of loose feathers, you will not get as many feathers that is usable as if you bought a full cape. So the most important thing here is of course to have a hackle that fits in with the color scheme of the overall fly. So this is fluoro chartreuse as well. Cutting away the tip of the feather, and then basically I just turn my hackle up here. So you get a bit more thing, a bit of hackle that can move in the water alongside the rubber legs. Then I secure the hackle by holding the hackle forward and then turning in between the hackle, the bead, and making sure that my hackle is fastened securely. Cutting away the hackle. Like this, and then I'm gonna make my whip finish. And you can use varnish for this one, but because the knot is gonna be so hidden by the bead here, by the cyclops, this fly will be very strong and very durable, regardless of if you apply the varnish. But what can happen if you apply varnish is that it can soak into the hackle and actually make the fly less appealing and more stiff. So I'm gonna cut the rubber legs here. I want the front one to be a bit shorter than the one that is further behind. And there you have it. The Golddigger, aka woolly bugger with rubber legs in chartreuse color scheme, and this just moves absolutely amazing in the water. It's easy, it's fast, and you can tie a bundle of these. It's fairly inexpensive as well. So a good pattern for trouts anywhere, but in particular we use this a lot for the stocked trouts that we release into lakes. And the lakes are actually called put and take. So that kind of gives away what those things are. But there we go, the Golddigger stock rainbow trout fly. Again, as always, thank you a lot for watching, and if you haven't done so, then it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe to my channel. Another thing is, on my website that's called Nordic Anglers, you can find a complete material kit. So with one click you can buy the full material kit for this fly and many other flies. Actually almost all the flies that is on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching, and the only thing that's left to say is good luck out on the water. I hope this one can find you some gold. And the reason why I dubbed this Golddigger, or named this Golddigger, is because in Denmark we have a lot of golden trouts in these stock golden trouts in these lakes. So and for some reason this color scheme is particularly well suited for these golden trouts. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching.